Hello everyone. I welcome you once again to the discussion forum on concept of drug discovery with Dr. Arun Kumar Gupta. So we are conducting this series of discussion forum on the drug discovery aspect because it is one of the important aspects for developing a new molecule for our various kinds of infectious and genetic disorders. So with us is Dr. Arun Kumar Gupta, who is an expertise in the drug discovery process. He has put his efforts in drug discovery process as a research scientist in AstraZeneca and continuous contribution in academic areas for so that he can give an insight about this drug discovery process. So today's we are more emphasizing on the aspects of the bioassay, that is biological assays, and the hit identification process. So I will suggest Dr. Arun Kumar Gupta to give an insights about this aspects of the bioassay and the hit identification. Sir, kindly proceed the session, sir.
Yeah, good morning, friends again. Actually, when we look for the drug discovery process in our last episode, we discussed how to identify the target and how to validate the target for a specific portfolio, which may be related with the antimicrobial or it may be related with the antibacterial. Once when you identify the target, the next aspect come in the drug discovery is to develop a proper assay method for that target. It might be in the form of inhibition of that target if it is required for the survival of the microbiome, or in some case there may be a need to activation of that target. So there is the need to develop the assay how to monitor the inhibition of that specific enzyme or that specific target, or in some case there is the need to monitor how or up to what extent it is activated. So generally this bioassay is play key role in the in vitro identification of inhibitor or activator against that specific target. So when we look for the development of bioassay, there is the different methodologies are available, like enzyme link immunosorbate assay or radioimmunoassay or the phosphorescence assay, or sometime we also look if there is the cell, then cell viability assay is there, or we can go for the cytotoxicity assay against the specific cell, as well as there is the way in which we can also monitor the change in concentration of the cofactor, because in the many enzymatic reaction there are the cofactors are involved in the reaction, like sometime the NADPH is there and it may be converted into NADP. In case of basically when we look for the one of the key enzyme which responsible for secondary complications in the metabolic disorder, that is called diabetes, and basically when we look for the aldose reductase enzymes. So if we go for the monitoring of that aldose reductase enzyme activity or their inhibitory activity, here we just look for the change in the concentration of the cofactor. As apart from that, still there is the other ways are also available to monitor the concentrations. Means ultimately we can also check the change in concentration of the substrate, means the starting material which involve in the formations of the product or final end product of any enzymatic reaction, or sometimes there is the possibility we can also monitor the production of the end product. So ultimately here the things is that we can look for the different ways for that. It may be the change in monitoring of the change in the concentration of the cofactor, monitoring the change in the concentration of the precursor, or monitoring in the change of the concentration of the end product, or sometimes it is also cell viability type of thing or cell proliferation type of things or the cytotoxicity type of things. So how we can use these key changes for our assay? So definitely there is the different methods are there which we already listed. That is the enzyme link immunosorbate assay, or it may be the radio immunoassay, in which we can go for the monitoring of the change in the radioactivity type of things. Apart from that, we can also look for the phosphorescence assay, in which the phosphorescence intensity can be monitored. It is increase or it is decrease. Apart from that, if we look for the cofactor like NADPH type of things, in that case, the absorbance is changed. So when we look for this, our what basic things is required for bioassay. So ultimately, this bioassay is must be the precise, or they give the appropriate and the accurate result. Apart from that, they are highly sensitive, means they are able to monitor the concentration changes at a very low concentration range. It may be in the micromolar concentrations. Apart from that, another thing, this bioassay can be converted into a high throughput screening techniques, because ultimately when we look for the screening of the compounds, in that case we have near about 10 to 12 million compound in case of the conventional drug discovery protocol. So definitely there is the need to convert this whole developed technology in the form of high throughput screening, as well as here the method is also having a fast, because we go for the million of compound for the screening purpose. So if it is slow and if it is time consuming, then they delay our discovery process. And if it is not go for scalable process, then again it delay our drug discovery methodology. So here when we go for the development of assay, we keep in mind these all the points. But actually when we look for the development of assay, there is the need to go for the change of monitoring of the change of this all the things what we have discussed in the previous way. Apart from that, we also validate the assay, means ultimately we give that these things is changes, or there is the monitoring of the changes in the absorbance. Then we go for the validation of that, because if we are not validated, then the result which may come, it might be not accurate. And again here the one key important thing is come in the picture, how we go for the this biochemical assay or this biological assay. The one thing is that there is the different ways are there. We can go for the single point assay, we can go for the 3-point assay, we can go for the 5-point assay, or we can go for the 10-point assay. But the main important thing is that we must look for the some specific inhibition concentration. It may be in the form of IC50, or it may be in the form of, if you look for the microbial assay, then it may be look for in the form of MIC90 or MIC99. Because generally when we go for this biochemical assay or biological assay, then if we go for a single point assay, then the reproducibility is always under questions. One times they might give the inhibition at 30% concentration, at 30 micromolar concentration and single point, and at the same time there is the huge possibility of variation in result. In the second time it may give the result at 70 micromolar concentration. So generally we are not rely on the single point assay, we must be rely on multi-point assay, as well as this result should be done in the multiplet, not in the singlet. There in the singlet there is the possibility of error is much high. So generally we go for the assay in the triplet. So when we go for in in the assay in triplet form, then the possibilities of error is also reduced. And later on, when we convert into a 5-point assay or into a 7-point assay into a EC50 or IC50, then again, what type of software we can using for the prediction of that IC50 or EC50. So again, we must aware about the kinetics of enzymes, and on the basis of that, we select appropriate algorithm for transforming of the inhibiting data or activating data to corresponding the 50% inhibition or 50% activation type of thing. And by virtue of that, we come with the robust methodology, and this robust methodology can be utilized for the further screening of the corporate library correction or the commercial library, which we will purchase from the different sources which are available in the market. So this is from my side how to go for the considerations of different assay. I'm not going much depth of the whole development methodology. We will take the discussion on that and some other episodes. Yeah, Hari.
Sure, sir. Sure, we will discuss the bioassay is one of the major criteria. We will discuss elaborately on each and every aspect of the assay in the future forms. So, bioassay is basically we done for the making the target here, which is a workable form or which is an which can be considered as a source for our drug discovery process. So, can you elaborate on how the hit identification has been done, sir?
Yeah, actually there is the whole workflow is there for the identification of the drug candidate, and we previously discussed the 3 different areas. One is the portfolio designing or portfolio selections. Second, the target identification and target validations, and later on we look also for the biochemical assay development techniques. And the later in this workflow is most important thing is the candidate identification in the form primarily active compounds. So that primarily active compounds is called the hit, and for that purpose the different pharmaceutical company are going for screening of the compound against that specific target using that specific developed bioassay. But here it is not a so simple task, because generally the pharmaceutical company or the companies which engage themselves in the pharmaceutical research having the huge database in terms of the small molecules. And if you look for the till time available information for the organic compound which we have aware, it is approximately 28 to 30 million compounds. But each company can't move for all this 28 to 30 million compound, because out of them the few million compounds are proprietary to company X, or few million compound are proprietary to company Y. So they are not accessible to all company. But apart from that, the near about 10 to 12 million compound are accessible, are open for all the companies. So if you look company to company, suppose they have the 4 to 5 million compounds in terms of their proprietary rights. Apart from that, from open sources, they may get near about this 10 to 12 million compound. So total they have compound near about in their screening bucket or screening bouquet, that is near about 15 to 16 million compounds. So they go for screening of this 15 to 16 million compounds, again that is specific target. And here it is a huge time consuming process and it required huge investment. And generally when company going for that, the one thing is that they go for high throughput screening of biochemical means. And when we go for this high throughput screening for biochemical means, in that case, they have the robotic systems. And generally in that robotic systems, their machines are able to go for screening of the compound up to the some lakhs in 1 month period. And definitely when they go for that, there is that another thing is come, how we can blindly go for the screening. So previously the company is do the things in a blind fashion. They go for screening against all the library. But now when science is developed and these computational tools come in the pictures, and we are having a much information regarding the drug molecules, like that they must follow the Lipinski rule of 5, except few antibiotics as well as the anti-cancerous drug, which overrule the Lipinski rule of 5. So nowadays the companies are able to just go for preliminary screening of this compound library against this computational tools. Means generally they try to just reduce their library on the basis of 2 ways. One thing is that when we say the Lipinski rule of 5, this is generally applicable for the drug like compounds. But if go for hits type of compounds, then we again go for the modification in that Lipinski rule, because this Lipinski rule suggested that the drug compound is available in the market which follow the rule of 5, that is the molecular weight is approximately 500 or less than 500, then hydrogen acceptor or hydrogen donor type of things, and the log P values, that is 5 or less than 5. This type of things are there, but actually there is no further exploration is needed in their chemical space. But when you go for the identification of heat, in identification of heat, there is the possibility of further explorations, a need of the further exploration of the chemical space of the respective molecule. So if they only restrict on the Lipinski rule of 5, then definitely the compound which you may identify through this way, they cannot be further go behind for the refinement. But in drug discovery process, it is completely refining of the molecule is there. It is look like that when some persons lose the key of their lock, and if they want to open the lock, then they go to the persons which having the capability to develop a key for that specific lock. Then they start with the raw key, and in that raw key there is the possibility for refining of the raw key to develop the certain type of the notches and certain type of heels in that, and go for the refining of that key. So by virtue of that, they come with 3 or 4 steps to come. Means once they just insert the key in the lock and make a mark on that, and then go for the refining of that. Then again try to insert the key in the lock and just move in the lock, but still it is not open. Then again go for the certain type of fine refinement, and by 2 or 3 time or 4 time process, they come with the final key which is open to lock. The similar thing happen here. We in the initial level we find the molecule which are able to inhibit the target or activate the target in an appropriate fashion. But still there are so many hurdles are there, because this initial thing is like that, the lock and key type of model in which the molecule is docked themselves in the cavity which present in the macro molecule, but they are not able to show the potency up to that maximum level. Apart from that, the other type hurdles are there, because we are not knows that this target is not available in the open space, but this target may be available in the human body, or this target may be available in the microorganisms. And when this target is available in the human body, then different type of hurdles are present in the human body to reach this molecule to the human body at a site of action. There is a different or many hurdles are there. Similarly, if this target is located in the microorganisms, then again there is add-ons on the hurdle is take place, because firstly they cross the human hurdle, then later on they cross the microorganism hurdle and reach to the site of action. So ultimately for that purpose we require to look for the absorption, distribution, metabolism and excretion pattern of that molecules. Apart from that, this the human system, there is the n number of enzymes are available. There is the possibilities that the molecule is able to inhibit the few of the non-interested type of enzymes in which we are not interested. But if they inhibit that type of enzymes, then they may produce the toxic effect or adverse effect. So again, we go for refining of the molecule for that. So ultimately here, the need for the chemical space. By virtue of that chemical space, we can go for the modifications, and if we go for the modifications, then we come with the final compounds are the optimized compound with the desired property. So in the preliminary levels, we are not completely obey the Lipinski rule of 3, but here we obey the Lipinski rule of 3 now in place of 5. So we seems that the molecule having approximately weight near about 300, so there is the chemical space available for further explorations. Similarly, if they have the partition coefficient value, that is log P value is near about 3, then again the space is available. And similarly, hydrogen acceptor and hydrogen donor, we constrain on 3 or 6, then there is the possibility for further exploration. So this exploration is there. So out of that 15 to 60 million compound, if we go for this preliminary screen by means of this Lipinski rule of 3, or that way, we can just our compound collection is decreases from the 10 to 15, that 15 million to near about the 8 to 10 million. So in early level, we already reduce the probable molecule which might be further unable to go for the refinement by this way. But still here we are not stop the things, because again the same thing has happened. This 8 to 10 million compound screening again required the huge time period, and definitely there is some cutoff is also required up to what level of inhibition or activations is occur at a specific concentration.
Yes, sir.
So generally this corporate is going for screening of this type of compounds. They put the certain cutoff value in terms of, if you go for IC50 or IC50, then they say that some company is considered as a 100 micromolar, some company is considered the 50 micromolar for their EC50 or for their IC50. So just after that they go for the screening of the compound, and they just identify the molecules which are able to inhibit the enzyme or activate the enzyme on their cutoff value, and they just separate that chemical structure. But nowadays the computer invention is increases in the field of drug discovery. So here again the possibility is that they are not carry forward the only single scaffold for the drug discovery process. Here again, when they identify the diverse type of structure through that high throughput screening, and when they identify this here, when they identify this diverse structure, there is the need to compare the similarity type of things. So that for that purpose, they are going for the comparisons through making the similarity search type of systems. Apart from that, they can also go for clustering of the identified hit, and by virtue of that they divide the different number of identified hit out of that 10 to the power 6 to 10 to the power 3 range, means out of that millions of the compound, they identify the hit which may be in the thousands or some thousand, then they just convert them into a cluster, and that cluster may be a 50 cluster or the 60 clusters which having a somehow similarities in their scaffold up to 0.9 nanometer score or 0.8 nanometer scores. So that 50 to 60 series or 50 to 60 analog structures in terms of the different series they find out. And this 50 to 60 series is further go for the study as well as analysis, which can be carried forward for the next level. This thing is happened without using of the computational knowledge, but only we did the use the only primarily computational knowledge. But nowadays we have so many software, and by virtue of that we can mimic the environment of enzyme in our system. So nowadays they are not directly go for high throughput screening through biochemical assay, but before that they go for virtual screening, that is called virtual high throughput screening. So we will take this virtual high throughput screening in the next lecture, next episode. Hari, yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, what are the characteristics that should be present, especially for the identification to be developed as a lead molecule from the hit? What the characters generally you will do in virtual screening in the hits only?
Yeah, actually, Hari, the thing is that when we go for the hit identification protocol, I already told it must have some characteristic property. Then there is only possibility to go for the further refinement of that hit structure to the lead structure, and then lead to lead optimization procedure, and subsequently their nomination of the drug candidate. So if the hit which we identified, there should be some characteristic properties. First thing I say, generally for maximum drugs which obey the Lipinski rule of 5. But for hits, we are not consider that Lipinski rule of 5. In place of that, we use the rule of 3. Means
Yes, sir. That was a excellent one. We will continue this discussion by following the various questions and answer of this aspect. So thank you very much. Ideology of about the drug discovery, especially in the bio say aspects as well as in the hit identification. So as you rightly told, we will have to get insight in each and every aspect in our future discussions. So I will surely tell that this series of lectures will be helpful for the maximum type of audience for understanding about the each and every phases of the drug discovery. So thank you very much.